Alright guys, what happens when someone who has acquired multi-millions in net worth, lost every single dollar, and rebuilt their fortune from scratch, decides to break their silence and warn the XRP community? Most market commentary focuses on technical indicators or speculative price surges. However, a recent viral message shared on X by the analyst here, Market 24/7, stripped away the charts and zeroed in on a far more dangerous threat to retail portfolios: raw emotional vulnerability. The message was simple yet sobering. XRP holders are heading into a period that will test their psychological endurance like never before. So, our very first question is, why is emotional discipline far more critical than technical analysis right now? Alright, the post from Market 24/7 right here addressed the emotional pressure cooker that long-term investors face during prolonged periods of erratic price fluctuations. The analysts openly reflected on personal struggles with wealth, mental health, and depression, reminding investors that money does not equal happiness. Again, money does not equal happiness. So, having experienced total financial devastation before climbing back to multi-millionaire status, Market 24/7 explained that physical routine like exercise became essential to surviving mental downswings. The warning emphasized that navigating extreme market highs and lows requires an ironclad strategy before the turbulence hits, not reactive decisions made in panic. Now, here's my opinion. I find this perspective remarkably grounded. Most market commentary promises instant wealth, but the reality is that market volatility acts as a cognitive meat grinder. When you lack a clear exit or entry strategy, extreme price swings force you to make emotionally compromised choices. Wealth alone does not shield an investor from internal panic. Structural mental discipline is the only real shield. Right? Now, how are XRP community members processing this reality check? The response across social media was immediate, revealing the deep human cost behind holding volatile digital assets. Community member James Ham, right here, right? James Ham pointed out the severe psychological weight of financial pressure, noting that the struggle to provide for a family actively compounds mental health challenges. Meanwhile, investor Pian Carr, right here, shared her experience of navigating 6 years inside the crypto space waiting for a macro breakout. She acknowledged that while the long journey is mentally exhausting, the core utility and market potential still keep long-term participants engaged. Now, here's my opinion. 6 years is an eternity in digital asset cycles. Pianacar's experience here highlights the exact mental endurance Market 24/7 was warning about. Holding an asset through multi-year consolidation phases drains psychological capital just as much as financial capital, making community solidarity a vital coping mechanism. Now, could real-world utility eliminate long-term volatility? Offering a fundamental counterweight to the discussion is investor Felicia M. right here. Felicia M. suggested here that the severe price swings currently impacting XRP are merely a symptom of an emerging asset class. She voiced the perspective that as real-world utility and cross-border settlement adoption scale up, structural price stability will naturally follow. In her view, once institutional adoption reaches critical mass, the lower price levels investors see today will permanently vanish, rewarding those who maintained their discipline. Now here's my opinion. Speculative markets operate on intense emotional feedback loops, but utility-driven markets operate on volume and liquidity. If enterprise adoption absorbs a vast portion of circulating supply, the wild percentage swings driven by retail panic will gradually smooth out into institutional stability. Alright, and for our final or overall conclusion, Market 24/7's message here serves as a powerful reminder that surviving the digital asset market is as much a psychological battle as financial one. While community members like Piano Carr and James Ham reflect the emotional endurance required for multi-year holding, fundamental believers like Felicia M. point toward utility as the ultimate stabilizing force. Ultimately, whether XRP encounters new highs or prolonged turbulence, having a predetermined plan and maintaining emotional control remains the single most important factor for long-term survival. Alright, and this finally ends our video. Thank you very much for watching and see you on the next one. Or you might just as well check out this recommended video right here.